What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with a special episode. If you're new to the channel though, hi there. Today I'm going to share with you guys an unboxing as well as my first impressions on the OnePlus 8T. I want to first thank OnePlus and the staff for giving me the awesome opportunity to check out the 8T. I will be reviewing this device on OnePlus forums, and I'll leave a link of that in the description down below. I also want to thank each and every one of you for supporting me and the channel. At the time of this recording, the channel currently has 4,951 subscribers, and the goal for 2020 is to reach 5,000 subscribers. The channel has come this far, and I know we can do it. I'd really appreciate it though if you can give this video a thumbs up and turn on the bell notifications, as it does help out the YouTube algorithm and pushes my content to more people. Anyway, let's get this video started. Design. If there's one thing I've been looking forward to in this phone, it's the display. I've really enjoyed my display on the 7 Pro, and you guys already know that. And that's where I think OnePlus started its perfection in display. At the time, its 90Hz display was revolutionary, as it was one of the first mainstream devices to ship with a higher refresh rate. But before I get into display, let me quickly mention the rest of the design. The phone feels super light in the hand. I mean, I was expecting it to be a little bit more heavy and thicker, but even at 8.4 millimeters, it comes in super light, like especially when I compare it to my 7 Pro. The 8T is a one-hand device, at least in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, there are certain cases where you're going to use it two-handed, but otherwise, it's very easy to use in one hand. Now, I'm pretty sure that the 7 Pro's curved display really does make a huge difference, and since I wasn't a big fan of curved displays, I really do enjoy the display on the OnePlus 8T. The back is a glossy glass coated in a light green color, which is actually called aquamarine green, that really does attract a lot of fingerprints, so I will be putting either skin or a case on the phone. The other option you have is the lunar silver, which has more of a matte finish. When you take a glance at this device, specifically at the camera module, now it kind of resembles the Samsung Galaxy S20 series. Not that that's bad or anything, but when you look at it very closely though, you see the details that OnePlus really puts a lot of effort into. I've quickly come to like this design. It's super clean. Back to that display. The 8T comes with a 6.55-inch 120Hz Fluid AMOLED display, which when I compare it to my 7 Pro, the 8T honestly looks better. I can only notice the 120Hz when I look at it very closely, but that's only because I've gotten used to 90Hz, and there really isn't much of a jump from 90 to 120. Now, if you have a 60Hz device, you'll instantly notice how fluid and smooth the display on the 8T is. The 8T also has a max brightness of 1100 nits, and yeah, that's pretty darn bright. Colors on the 8T, at least from my initial impressions, are on point, and I was expecting that because OnePlus has been pushing out awesome displays since the OnePlus 7 Pro. The screen is the part of the phone you interact with the most, right? I'm glad that OnePlus continues to push improvements in display. Camera. So camera is also another focus on the OnePlus 8T, and based on my limited time of using the phone, I'm pretty impressed. It comes equipped with 4 cameras, and let me be honest, I kind of wish the choices were a little bit different. We're getting a main 48 megapixel with an aperture of f1.7, and based on my limited usage, I like the photos. Then we have a 16 megapixel ultra wide camera with a 123-degree field of view, and yes, more image, which I personally like. After that, we also have a 5 megapixel macro camera, and well, it's definitely better than 2 megapixels. It does take better photos than any 2 megapixel macro lens, so that's a plus, and I like taking close-ups of objects. Lastly, we get a 2 megapixel monochrome lens, which I won't use. I won't. I honestly wish OnePlus just added a telephoto lens in place of the monochrome, but that's just me. Okay, so what's new on the 8T? Well, OnePlus has said that they improved night sight, which based on my first impressions, I can see the improvement, especially from my 7 Pro. I did mention the ultra-wide camera, and this is actually the widest ultra-wide they put on a camera, coming in at 123 degrees. More in an image is definitely a plus, and you can even use the ultra-wide camera in nightscape. The 8T also sees an improvement in video with better stabilization and a new mode called Video Portrait Mode. It gives your video that bokeh effect when you're filming, and I actually appreciate the additions the 8T has to offer. On the front, we're getting a 16 megapixel camera, which for the most part does get the job done. Performance. There really isn't much to say about the performance in the OnePlus 8T, and that's because OnePlus has been nailing it for years. While it doesn't come with the slightly upgraded Snapdragon 865 Plus chipset, and I'm pretty sure that's for lower pricing on the phone, the regular 865 chipset is still a flagship chipset of 2020, so don't expect any issues whatsoever. In my limited time of using the phone, it has exceeded my expectations. I thought my OnePlus 7 Pro was fast, but this phone blows it out of the park. I can literally feel and notice the improvement in speed and performance. The fluidity and smoothness just gets me every time. I've been playing Call of Duty on this, and I haven't noticed any heating issues. That's because OnePlus includes a vapor chamber with graphite to effectively dissipate heat. The 8T comes equipped with either 8 or 12 gigs of RAM, so no worries in multitasking there. But heads up, if you are in the US, you only are able to get the 12 gigabyte of RAM variant. How about 5G? Well, especially in the US, it won't become fully mainstream for a couple more years, but I really appreciate that OnePlus has added 5G support to the 8T. I'm using the 8T on the T-Mobile network, and I have seen subtle increases in speed. I've been getting about 130 megabits download and 47 megabits of upload, and that's actually an improvement for me. Software. The OnePlus 8T is the first OnePlus device to debut with Oxygen OS 11 based on Android 11. If you're used to Oxygen OS, well, then get ready for a fairly new design. It's not bad by any means, don't get me wrong. Like, I actually like it, but it's drifted away from the Oxygen OS we all used to know and love. Oxygen OS was well known for its near stock Android experience with a couple of extra tweaks and features. While this new design is rocking the latest Android 11, it doesn't feel like that stock experience. Nonetheless, I still overall like this new design change. Coming from the OnePlus 7 Pro, I really do appreciate OnePlus's efforts. OnePlus has added a couple new features, one being always on display. This was requested by many, and we finally have it on the 8T. The way you can customize always on display is awesome too, so I definitely recommend you having fun with that. Oxygen OS 11 also focuses on giving the user a better one-handed experience like I mentioned before, and you'll notice that throughout the UI. We also have returning features like Zen Mode 2.0, and with this, you can increase your time limit up to 120 minutes. So imagine 2 hours without using your phone. I don't know if that's possible nowadays with a lot of people. And you also get dark mode. What I still love about OnePlus is how quick they are to update their devices to the latest software. Battery. The battery department is a huge thing for OnePlus 8T and something OnePlus has really focused on. That is Warp Charge 65. The 8T charges at 65 watts, whereas the OnePlus 8 series, for example, charges at 30 watts. My 7 Pro also supports 30 watts, and while I thought that was fast, the 8T just blazes right past the 7 Pro. The 8T comes equipped with a 4,500 mAh battery, but with its new twin battery cell. OnePlus has equipped 12 thermal monitors to keep the phone cool and at a safe temperature level. The company also claims that you can get a full charge in 39 minutes, 0 to 100 in less than 40, and that sounds pretty dope. I went ahead and put the phone in charge for about 10 minutes. I plugged the phone at 31%, and 10 minutes later, I took the 8T out of charge and it was at 65%. So 34% in 10 minutes. That is crazy good. The phone has a full HD display with a fairly large battery, which meant for me that I could use it for the entire day. Even if you don't have your Warp charger with you, you can get up to 27 watts of charging with a supported charger. I absolutely love the new Warp Charge 65. I don't need to worry about charging my phone anymore. Never did with the 7 Pro, but with this, I literally don't have to think about battery at all. Price. For those of you who reside in the US, you'll be able to get the 12 gig RAM, 256 gig storage variant, which is priced at $749. Honestly, it's not bad pricing at all. I think it's priced at the sweet spot. OnePlus offers the 8 Pro at around $900 and the OnePlus Nord around $400 with a Nord model set to come out in the US pretty soon. I'll go over my exact thoughts in my full review. And that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. I will be using the 8T as my daily driver and putting it to the test. If there's anything you'd like me to specifically cover in my full review, let me know down in the comments below. OnePlus has done it again. I'm impressed. I mean, I'm impressed every time OnePlus releases a new phone anyway, but I feel like OnePlus throws in a mixture of features aimed for the average consumer and the enthusiast. The enthusiasts like myself love having a high refresh rate, while consumers that I've come across especially look for better battery life and quicker charging. I think OnePlus 8T is the sweet spot. You don't need a full-blown flagship. If it's anything to remember, T is the way for OnePlus. Anyway, everybody, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, because with the more interactions we get on this video, not only helps the video and the channel, but also pushes the video out to more viewers. And best of all, superman that subscribe button. Until next time, everybody, and until next video, this is MTG.